The front door slammed shut behind me, the sound echoing like a gunshot through the house. And there she was, Sarah, my wife of 8 years, standing rigid in the kitchen doorway, arms folded so tightly her knuckles turned white. Her eyes were swollen and red, but the hard line of her jaw told me this wasn't about a trivial fight. "I'm pregnant," she said, her voice flat and hollow. "And it's not yours. It's Mark's. Deal with it." The keys slipped from my hand and clattered across the tile, the sound sharp and hollow like coins in a beggar's cup. For a second, the room spun. The smell of lasagna, what I'd been craving all day, curdled in my throat. Then something ancient and cold inside me stirred awake. I laughed, not the kind meant to ease tension, but the fractured, bitter kind that escapes when reality tilts too far. "You haven't heard everything yet," I said, tasting iron on my tongue. Sarah recoiled as though I'd struck her. "What's that supposed to mean?" I stepped over the fallen keys and walked into the living room. The couch still held the imprint where we'd fallen asleep watching old movies last Christmas. I sat there now, feeling the cushions growing under me like they knew what was coming. "Sit down, Sarah," I said quietly. "You'll want to be sitting for this." She hesitated, one hand drifting to the faint curve beneath her sweater, then joined me. Silence stretched between us, thick, tense, like the air before a Karachi monsoon. From outside, the call to prayer drifted faintly from a mosque 3 streets away, the same sound that had lulled us to sleep on our honeymoon. I waited until the last note faded. "Do you remember the night you told me you were working late at the clinic?" My voice sounded calm, though I could feel my pulse hammering. "March 3rd. You came home smelling like hospital soap and someone else's cologne." Her lips parted, but she said nothing. "I followed you," I went on, "not because I'm paranoid, but because the credit card bill showed a hotel in Clifton I'd never heard of, room 412. I sat in the lobby with a newspaper over my face like some idiot from a spy movie and watched you walk out with my brother, holding hands." The blood drained from her face, so fast I thought she might faint. "You knew," she whispered. "I knew," I said. "I died that night, Sarah. I drove to the sea and screamed into the waves until my throat was raw. Then I came home and pretended everything was fine because I wanted to believe I was wrong. I needed there to be some reason that didn't destroy me." She began to shake. "I was going to tell you. I swear." "Stop." I raised a hand. "Let me finish. Because the story doesn't end with your confession. It ends with mine." I reached into my jacket and pulled out an envelope I'd been carrying for weeks. Inside was a single sheet of paper, lab results, black ink, white paper. I slid it across the coffee table. She stared at it as if it might bite her. "What is this?" "Paternity test," I said. "Mark took it 3 weeks ago. He didn't tell you, did he?" Her fingers trembled as she unfolded it. The header read Clearview Genetics. Probability of paternity, 0%. The sound that escaped her wasn't human. It was the kind of sound a heart makes when it breaks beyond repair. "No," she whispered. "No, that can't be possible." "Oh, it's possible," I said evenly. "You've been sleeping with my brother for 6 months. You told me the baby was 8 weeks along. But Mark's been in London for 4 months, on that consulting gig. He left the day after Valentine's. I have his boarding pass." Sarah's gaze darted from the paper to me, then to the floor, searching for a way out that didn't exist. "Then whose?" "That's the part that still makes me laugh," I said, my voice cracking despite myself. "Remember your girls' trip to Bangkok last December? The one where you came home with a tan and a new tattoo on your hip?" Her hand instinctively went to the spot, as if the ink were still fresh. "I hired someone," I said, "a friend who does discreet work for insurance companies. He followed you from Sarnabhumi to a bar in Patpong. You left with a man named Daniel Park, a Korean-American venture capitalist. Married. 2 kids. Lives and soul. Sound familiar?" Sarah was crying now, silent tears cutting lines of mascara she hadn't worn in months. "I was drunk," she stammered. "It was one night. I woke up hating myself." "One night," I echoed. "One night that gave you the only weapon you thought you had. I rose slowly. My knees felt rusted. Mark believed the babies is because you needed someone safe to blame, someone who wouldn't leave. You chose my brother because hurting me twice was cleaner than hurting me with a stranger. She doubled over, clutching her stomach as if she could shield the child from the truth. What happens now? She whispered to the floor. Now! I looked around the room. The wedding photo where we'd once believed in forever. The ultrasound picture still pinned to the fridge with a stork-shaped magnet. Now I stopped pretending. I've already spoken to a lawyer, I said. The house is in my name. My mom left it to me before she passed. You have until Friday to pack your things. After that, the locks change. She looked up, eyes swollen. And the baby? I swallowed hard, the lump that had lived in my throat since March, threatening to choke me. The baby deserves better than this, I said quietly. If you want to tell Daniel Park he has a daughter on the way, that's up to you. If you want to let Mark keep believing your lie, that's your burden. But you don't get to stay here and raise a child in the ruins of my trust. She tried to stand, stumbled, and gripped the armrest for balance. I loved you, Ethan, she whispered. I still don't, I said, sharper than I intended. Love doesn't sneak out at 2 a.m. Love doesn't look me in the eye every morning and lie with a smile. Love doesn't use my own brother to twist a knife. I turned toward the hallway, pausing only once. You broke us, Sarah, but I'm not the one who has to live among the pieces. Her sobs followed me like echoes as I stepped over the fallen keys, opened the door, and let the humid night swallow me whole. Somewhere down the street, a motorbike backfired. Sharp, final, like the last crack of the life we'd built. I didn't look back. For the first time in months, the air tasted clean.